Hey guys, welcome back. This is PhysioFit RX here. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on something that we're working on in the clinic today, okay? So you may have heard before, or you may have experienced yourself, is a pelvic fault or a pelvic tweak or something that's just not right in your back, and every time you take a step or every time you move a certain way, get out of bed in the morning, you feel some kind of pain in that kind of sacroiliac area. That would be potentially a pelvic fault or an anterior rotation of one side of your pelvis. And what typically happens is one half of the pelvis, we call it the hemipelvis, will get rotated forward and the other one is relatively rotated backward, and we call that an anterior innominate or a posterior innominate or pelvic fault, pelvic tweak, whatever you want to call it. But essentially what's happening is some of the musculature around the spine is trying to spasm down and prevent you from moving so that you don't do anything stupid like injure a nerve root or something like that. Okay, so typically it's this psoas here that originates here on this lumbar spine, comes down and attaches to your hip and gives you the capacity to flex your hip above 90 degrees, and that combines with this iliacus muscle, and those are two really powerful muscles that are built for phasic movement. However, they also kind of will participate in this kind of tonic fashion when the system isn't operating properly, okay? And that's when we'll find people who are way overextended standing around with their back really super arched like that, and that typically signifies, okay, well, we've got something going on with that psoas iliacus and tightness in that TFL complex, maybe even around the back. The muscles, the QL, the musculature that comes out this way and kind of attaches to the upper rim of the pelvis there will spasm as well and contribute to that kind of that X fashion, is where you'll get tightness and shortness here and here, and then subsequently the transverse abdominis won't be able to activate as well, and the glutes get inhibited also, so people tend up tearing their hamstrings or getting this weird hamstring funky pain, high hamstring pain. They wonder what the problem is, and they'll go see somebody and get the wrong information. Unfortunately, the problem is that their hamstrings now are trying to do all the work of hip extension, and the glutes are no longer participating in the fashion that they normally would. You'll oftentimes find tight hip capsule, limited internal rotation on that as well. So all that kind of contributes to part of the same problem. So here's what we're thinking about on how to solve that problem. Typically what I would have people do is do some soft tissue work, working on the QL, working on smashing out that area, working on smashing out the glutes a little bit, waking those up. You want to take these muscles that are locked long, smash them out, try and wake them up, and then you want to take these muscles that are short first and try and work the knots out and work that tension out of those, like that psoas, iliacus, maybe even hitting that TFL and rectus femoris. Those are big, powerful rotators of that pelvis when things go wrong. So what we usually do is this. So typically what I would do is have you get a lacrosse ball or have you get like a 5-inch ball and have you work on, like I said, the QL, psoas in sort of this wall squat position. Let me give you a demonstration real quick. So get your feet up on the wall. You want to hip crease below the knee, just like as if you were squatting. Get that ball just right next to the spine. Try and hunt around for some of that tight musculature. Dragging your knees across. As you drag your knees across, the ball's going to go the same direction until you find something that's kind of tight and ropey, or it won't take long, trust me. There's a lot of stiffness back there, so you want to kind of work on that. Come to something like a big cable or rope. You want to camp out on that, do some big deep breathing. Contract, relax, push, 2, 3, 4. Exhale and let that ball kind of melt into that soft tissue till you find a new barrier or restriction. So working on that side, working on the other side. You can also work on more superficial fascia or musculature there and kind of pancaking everything out. So that's number one. Number two, working on the psoas, trying to get that ball in right next to your belly button, not directly on it, kind of hunting around for something stiff in there. Big breath in, all the way out. Let it sink in. Big breath in, all the way out. Let it sink in. Keep doing that. Keep hunting around until you find that cable that you're looking for. You know what I'm talking about, okay? That big psoas is gonna be super stiff and painful. You find that thing, you camp out on it, do some contract, relax, do some 1, 2, 3, 4, some wagging of that lower leg, kind of pain washing back and forth. Kind of spend about 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes on that. Now, The other part of the thought process is, let's bring some of this PRI stuff in, okay? Some of this postural restoration stuff. So that is something I feel like a lot of people are missing. And when you're not able to just solve the problem with these soft tissue releases or these myofascial releases, joint mobilizations, let's get a little bit more into this down regulation type breathing stuff, okay, and positioning. So it's similar to the position, exactly the same position as we would when we were smashing out. It's funny, there's something about this position, right? Hey, when I had my daughter was a little baby, she hung out in this position. People in yoga kind of take to this position, right? It's a restorative position. It's healthy for your nervous system. It's very healthy for putting you in a position so that your diaphragm can upregulate and you feel less of a threat. So ribs and stuff start moving better, and all of a sudden your respiration's better and you're a healthier person and a better athlete, which is the most important, right? So let's get in this position. You're going to get something, put it in between your knees, okay? Foam roller here. And then what I want to do is I'm going to squeeze that foam roller, okay? Maybe like mild to moderate, enough so that I know that my adductors are turned on. And then I'm going to just dig my heels down into the wall just enough so that my low back is flat, okay? So hamstrings are just barely turned on, low back is flat. I don't want you lifting your pelvis off of the floor. And then you're going to take a big breath in and then all the way out while you're squeezing. I want you to practice that. You'll notice that you'll start shaking and it'll feel a little bit weird and you'll be like, oh, I can't coordinate all these things at the same time. But just do it like for 5 reps and you'll be able to coordinate it all, okay? So once we've done that, then we want to add another level to it. So we're trying to fix this asymmetry in the innominate, okay? So what we want to do is we want to take this right leg and you're going to just pull that knee up, and subsequently you're going to pull that left knee down, okay? So still digging in with both hamstrings. Now I've elevated the right knee, pulling the left leg down, activating that left adductor, squeezing that foam roller, and then you're going to hold that and back still remains flat. Take a big breath in, all the way out, big breath in, all the way out. And what you'll notice is that after you've done that, let's say 4 breaths is 1 repetition. I want you to do 4 to 5 repetitions of 4 breaths each. And then you can go and reassess yourself, or then maybe you get in the position where you're going to do some of this this contract, relax, kind of pelvic tweak fix like that. Do that about 5 times. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. Go back and forth between those. Let your feet rest down. Then take a big squeeze. You might feel a big pop or click kind of down here in your adductors or near your pubic symphysis. That is what you're looking for. That's got everything back into the right position. And now you're ready to go back after your deadlifts or squats or snatching, and you shouldn't have that back pain again. Okay? See you next time.